Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be considering the possibility that a time-traveling quirk exists in the Boku no Hero world, and that this quirk could play a major role in the future of the story. There has been a ton of speculation within the MHA fandom about potential time travel ever since all those theories emerged that Bakugo might have traveled back in time to become the second one-for-all user. With the latest crazy developments in the manga, it is time to re-examine this theory and the possibility that a game-changing time travel quirk will appear in the future. If you enjoy our Boku no Hero videos and you want to see more, just leave a like and comment. It only takes a second, but it helps a lot. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, or maybe you watch our videos but you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor and make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. A big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. I will talk more about Patreon at the end of the video, but for now, please be advised that this video will contain Boku no Hero manga spoilers. All of the information that we have in the manga so far is fair game, so please proceed with caution, you have been warned. So, after hundreds of chapters of waiting and wondering, the MHA manga finally revealed the second and third users of One for All. The manga revealed their faces, and it revealed that the two of them were part of a resistance movement against All for One back at a time when All for One was at the peak of his power. These two guys were the people who rescued the first One for All user from One for All's captivity. And so, we have these guys to thank for the fact that One for All became what it is today. Without them, One for All might have died with the first user, whose name we now know was Yoichi Shigaraki. But before this reveal, there was a popular theory within the fandom that the second One for All user might have been an older Bakugo who traveled back in time. And the reason why he had to travel back in time was to make sure that the quirk One for All is successfully passed from generation to generation all the way down to Deku. This theory was primarily inspired by the second user's silhouette, which for a long time was the only visual representation that we had of the second user. The silhouette showed him as having a similar hairstyle to Bakugo, and the silhouette also appeared to show him with similar gear to that of Bakugo's hero costume. There was also a side theory that the third One for All user was actually Kirishima, and that both Bakugo and Kirishima traveled to the past together. The recent face reveals confirm that the third user is definitely not Kirishima, and while the second user does have a passing resemblance to Bakugo, it is all but confirmed that it is not him. I know that some people are still holding out hope that this might be an older Bakugo, but to me it seems clear that he is not. Even though this particular theory about time travel in Boku no Hero did not pan out, this whole thing made me wonder, does some type of time traveling or time manipulation exist in MHA, or could it exist in the future? We know that many shonen series include some sort of OP time manipulation ability, including Black Clover, One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Wakfu, and many more. And yes, I did just name drop Wakfu because Noxemilian is an amazing villain. Even MHA itself has already introduced several quirks that are connected to time or affect time in some way, even though they are not capable of actual time travel. This includes Chronostasis, a quirk that allows its user to slow down the movements of anything or anyone that he touches with his hair. Sir Night Eye's quirk, which allowed him to see into someone else's future, and of course Aries' quirk, which allows her to rewind a person's body to a previous state. This could mean healing their injuries by rewinding them to a point in time before they were injured, or it could mean erasing them out of existence altogether by rewinding them to a point in time before they even existed. So, the existence of quirks like these, and Aries' quirk in particular, have sparked a ton of speculation about actual time travel occurring in MHA at some point in the future. Rewind especially seems to have been a key component of the Bakugo is the second One for All user theory. Namely, many of those who believed in that theory argued that it could have been achieved through the awakening of Aries' quirk. Clearly, Eri is slowly learning to control her overpowered quirk, and recently in the manga she was even able to restore Mirio's quirk. So, maybe in the future, Eri's quirk will awaken, and she will be able to not only rewind people's bodies to a previous state, but also rewind time itself, or send other people into the past. I know that many people will now reject all aspects of the Bakugo time travel theory because the second and third user did not turn out to be Bakugo and Kirishima. But I do think that one part of the theory, the part about the potential awakening of Aries' quirk, is absolutely plausible. We've seen that quirk awakenings in one form or another can become absolute game changers, as was the case with Getten, Toga, Shigaraki, and Twice. And since Aries' quirk was already hyped up as incredibly overpowered, imagine what she could do once she learns to control it and once it hypothetically awakens. This is when time travel or some sort of heavy-duty time manipulation could come into play. The other key factor to remember is the existence of the quirk-enhancing drug Trigger. If someone with a quirk like Aries artificially enhances that quirk using Trigger, it could potentially unlock some time-traveling type ability. And finally, we cannot overlook the importance of Quirk Singularity. Quirk Singularity is a concept that Dr. Ujiko claims to have come up with first many years ago. It refers to the idea that as new generations of quirk users are born, the quirks that the children are born with will become stronger and stronger as different powerful quirks mix together to create even more OP quirks. The world will eventually get to the point where the quirk that a user manifests becomes too strong for him or her to control. As Ujiko puts it, the memory will exceed the hardware, meaning that the power of the quirk will exceed the capabilities of the quirk user's body. According to Ujiko, this has already been happening since the 4th generation of quirk users. Eri herself can be considered a prime example of quirk singularity at work. The quirk that she manifested as a child was a mutation that didn't resemble the quirks of either of her parents, and it was so powerful that she couldn't control it. As we know, her own father died as a result of Aries' inability to control her quirk. Ujiko believes that as more quirks continue to mix together over the coming generations, this phenomenon will become more common, and eventually the entire society will be thrown into chaos. Well, it's pretty much in chaos already, but the point is, if Eri isn't the one to unlock some sort of time travel ability, then a new quirk could emerge in the future that unlocks just such an ability. Because of Quirk Singularity, new generations of quirk users will start developing stronger and stronger quirks. So, it is possible that one of these quirks will have the ability to manipulate time itself. If you ask me whether a time travel quirk or some other type of overpowered time manipulation quirk is possible in MHA, I would say yes, absolutely. If Aries' quirk awakens, it could potentially send people back in time instead of just rewinding their bodies to a previous state. And if Aries' quirk doesn't allow for time travel, then some other quirk could theoretically make that happen. It could be an existing time-related quirk that develops time travel abilities after it is artificially enhanced or after it awakens, or it could be a quirk that is yet to emerge sometime in the future as a result of the Quirk Singularity phenomenon. Aries' own quirk has already proven that Quirk Singularity is very much real, and something similar could happen again, this time with actual time travel. A time travel quirk that is too powerful to control could activate on its own, maybe leading to someone accidentally being sent back in time or forward in time. That one event could permanently change the entire world of Boku no Hero and become an entire new arc all on its own. Or it could be used as the plot for a future non-canon movie that ends up making a ton of money but doesn't affect the main timeline. So yes, I do think that a time-traveling quirk, or a quirk that can manipulate time in some other overpowered way, may already exist in MHA. And even if it doesn't, it may appear in the future. Aries' quirk could evolve into a time-traveling quirk when it awakens, or an entirely new quirk could appear and develop such abilities. But will this actually happen in the story, even if it is technically possible? I honestly don't know, because whenever you introduce time travel, things can get complicated quickly. And of course, such an overpowered quirk could potentially throw the entire power scaling situation in Boku no Hero completely out of whack. That is why using time travel in a self-contained, semi-canon movie may be the best way to go about it. Whatever happens though, time travel is always an interesting concept to think about, and I personally love stories that are able to handle time travel in an effective way. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me that time traveling or time manipulation quirks are possible in MHA? And if so, do you think that we will ever actually see a quirk that allows its user to send himself or someone else through time? Could that happen with Aries' quirk once it awakens? Or would it be another quirk altogether? Definitely share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Boku no Hero content right here on the channel, please leave that like to let me know. It really does help. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, or maybe you watch our videos but you haven't taken the time to subscribe yet, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You really have to go through the trouble of subscribing, hitting that bell, and then selecting the option that says all. I know it's annoying, but it's the only way to make sure that YouTube will actually show you our videos. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. A big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. Special thank you to Alpha Sigma, Red Haired Raven, and AV. These guys are absolute mad lads and disciples of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Pate Hefa, Aljatal, Dr. Courtman, The Toasted Chi, Bang, Emperor Otaku, Spidey Life Tanel, Tungsten Tarkus, Baked Buddhist, and Yuno. Finally, thank you also to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Anatoly Kazatsky, Cricket XP, Rathuin Deora, Very Gucci, Alicia Octer, Bonnie Parks, Hinokami and Water, Joanne Garcia, Ted No Ted, iSparky65, Jessica LaFond, Metal Mama, Corey McGowan, Fatboy Games, Deadly Saint, Soul Ray, Slice and Dice, and Pillu. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single $1 will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!